No one noticed him at first. He sat on the steps of a closed government office, holding a folder tightly against his chest. The papers inside were old, folded, and worn, just like him. Every few minutes he wiped the dust off the folder, as if protecting something precious. People walked past him without slowing down. Some looked at him with suspicion, others with pity. Most didn't look at all. His name was Karim. Once, Karim had been a sanitation worker for the city. For 23 years, he cleaned streets before sunrise so others could walk on clean roads. He never complained. He never asked for recognition. He believed honest work was enough. Then one day, an accident at work injured his leg badly. He was told to rest for a few weeks. Those weeks turned into months. The salary stopped. The job was quietly replaced. Karim didn't fight. He trusted the system. The folder in his hands contained medical reports, service letters, and one final application, a request for compensation he was legally entitled to. But every office he visited told him the same thing. "Come back tomorrow." Tomorrow never came. That afternoon, a young trainee officer walked out of the building. He was new, nervous, and still learning how the system worked. When he saw Karim sitting there, something felt wrong. "Uncle, are you waiting for someone?" he asked. Karim looked up, surprised that someone had finally spoken to him. "No, beta," he replied softly. "I'm waiting for my turn to be treated like a human." The words hit the young officer harder than any training lecture ever had. He sat beside Karim and opened the folder carefully. For the first time in months, someone actually read the papers. The officer went back inside. 1 hour passed, then 2. People thought nothing would change. But when Karim was finally called in, it wasn't to be sent away. It was to be heard. The trainee officer stood beside him, asking questions, taking notes, refusing to ignore him. Senior staff were uncomfortable. Rules were suddenly remembered. Files were reopened. By evening, Karim walked out with an official receipt in his hand. Proof that his case was finally being processed. It wasn't money yet. It wasn't justice yet, but it was dignity. As Karim stood up to leave, his hands shook, not from weakness, but from relief. He looked at the young officer and said, "Today you didn't just do your job. You trained me to believe again." The officer replied quietly, "No, uncle. Today you trained me on what being human really means. Sometimes change doesn't come from power. It comes from compassion. And sometimes the greatest lesson isn't taught in classrooms. It's learned when someone chooses to listen."